It's really strong core there. Wow.
Oh yeah, really, really strong core.
Yeah, I
You
guess
don't even
marshals have
understand.
to be pretty fit.
Oh yeah, no, it's one of the requirements of the job, isn't that right, Brian?
Wow.
Yep. Strong-willed and a whole bunch of other things.
Okay.
All right, starting this recording device now.
Mhm.
Okay, there we are. Hi. I am State Marshal James McAllister, badge number 078. Joined alongside me is Director Brian Knight. Brian, what's your call sign again?
It's going to be call sign 0495.
And across from us is Tony. Please introduce yourself.
Tony Tinkleman. I don't have a call sign.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Wait. They don't let you have a call sign as a doctor?
No, my doctor tracker just says Dr. Tony, I think, or something like that.
All right. Well, before we start off and I ask you any proper questions, I just want to let something be known, and I'm sure that Brian can back me up here.
Uh-huh.
I understand that you've given the marshals information in the past,
Mhm.
and that has resulted in harm being done your way.
Mhm.
For example, the scars on your neck. I believe
Mhm.
that to have been done by people believing you to be a rat towards the marshal.
Yeah.
Real quick.
So I just wanted to say, Tony, you are safe here. I don't really want you holding anything that, any previous directors of the marshals did or any information that was previously leaked. I want you to know this is more or less a clean slate, at least on our part. I'm sure Brian can back me up on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So before we continue, Tony Tinkleman, I am now blanking on the Mirandization rights. Brian, could you please?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Thank you. I've had a very long
14
day.
hours in after a wild couple days.
Yep.
At this time, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. You cannot afford an attorney. One will be provided for you by the state if one is available. Do you understand your rights as they've been read to you today?
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. And with those rights in mind, are you willing to chat with us?
Can we just reiterate kind of what you said earlier about anonymity, just for the recording purposes?
So if you're like concerned about like, we are diligent when it comes to these things. If this is something that you're looking to get like, like this, these are things that we can redact. So
yeah.
McAllister, please do make note of that when it comes in, just like should be redacted, right?
Okay. Yeah, I'm willing to chat. I have some questions before we start that I would like answered.
Please go ahead.
What is the reason that you told to Stacy and Jackie?
What is the what's the question?
You gave them I don't know what you said to them that they felt that they agreed with you on, suspending me. I want to know what you said to them.
Yeah, I can speak on the matter. Sorry, just cleaning this off. So at this time, that's not something we can disclose. This is for the safety of the hospital, safety for you, and safety for the circumstances that are evolving. And this is something I would love to divulge on a later date. So don't hesitate to, make note of it and bring it back to me directly, and I'll give you a straight answer. But right now, that's not something that I can let you at risk of yourself and others. So
okay, so right now, then that kind of makes me think that if you can't tell me that, then I still can't go back to my job after this.
No, I don't believe that is. I don't want to go into the details of your employment, but at no point was there any recommendation provided beyond, I believe it was like 48 hours. So
Yeah.
that allows us to assess some things.
And what is it that you're trying to assess?
Well, let's have us start with the questioning, and I think we can lay out. We're gonna have to play a little bit of, cuddling under the blanket. The
What?
Netflix hasn't been turned on yet.
Are you foreplay? What are you
We're
saying?
gonna
Foreplay.
have to perform the prelude before we go into the main.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I see.
Are you a virgin?
Yeah.
Okay. I just
What?
nothing wrong with that. I have plenty of
Okay.
friends who are.
Yeah.
I just
I was raised in a cult, so I just it.
Wait,
anyways,
which one?
it's like it was a whole thing that my dad made. I think he was my dad, and I don't know if it's a thing anymore. It was called, like, they just called it the Hub, and it was just kind of like this.
The Hub in San
Compound.
Andreas?
No, that actually freaked me out whenever I moved here. Whenever I heard that for the first time.
How many members of the cult were there?
I don't know. It was a lot, like at least 100. And we kind of all lived on this one parcel of land. I think it was.
Was it
I
like
don't
a
remember how
ranch?
many acres. Yeah, it was like a ranch. So,
Okay.
and then there was some of us, we worked and whatnot, and but most people kind of stayed behind, and it was self-sustaining for the most part.
And did everyone like covet their virginity at the ranch? I'm kind of confused.
No, I just I was sheltered. That's what I mean. I wasn't around like other gay men at all, I guess. So it was like,
I got you.
yeah, it was just.
I mean, I can definitely relate. I've sometimes in San Andreas there is a lot of cultic behavior.
Yeah.
Gangs, departments, cliques.
Mm-hmm.
That word sort of lost its meaning a little bit. Protecting each other at all costs type shit.
Yeah.
Luckily I never really fell into those circles. I find it rather boring. I value individuals rather than ideas.
Yeah.
Beyond some of the basics, like the state, my country, right? My home.
Mm-hmm.
Things that you need to do in order to ensure its well-being. Maybe that's why I've ended up a state marshal. Maybe why
Maybe.
you've ended up a doctor. I don't know. What made you choose that walk of life?
I just want to be useful. I want to feel like what I'm doing matters. And I don't know. It's sort of just kind of, I worked in a morgue, and so I helped with like autopsies and stuff from time to time. And but just like medical science in general was something that fascinated me, and I always remembered really well whenever I would read, anatomy textbooks and stuff like that. And
Did you was your occupation have anything to do with your virginity? I know that might be a bit of a sensitive question, but
no, I mean it's entirely possible at this point. It's really it's a toss up of a lot of things. I think I'm just social skills. I get anxious really easily. People say that I seem like a serial killer a lot, and then they hear that I worked in a morgue, and then it kind of like cements it in their mind, So I think sometimes I make people uneasy when they first meet me.
Do you think I'm a virgin?
Probably not, right? It's like, because weren't with the, I don't know. I saw Junior Huntley like lay on your lap one time in the courthouse.
That was sort of unprovoked. We're friends, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't anything sexual in nature,
Okay.
though.
Okay. Right.
There's a whole thing around that, but
Yeah.
no, there was a lot of rumors circulating. I think Junior Huntley and the sheriff, I don't know what kind of games they were playing, or maybe it wasn't them. Can't really say. There's a bit of a gap in my memory from back then.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say that I can relate, believe it or
To
not.
being a virgin?
Yeah.
You're a virgin.
I might be a virgin.
That's
It's hard to say. I certainly was a virgin until the age of 35.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm it's hard to say with the way that the city calendars sort of date things.
Yeah.
You could say I lost it recently.
Okay, well, congratulations. I'm happy to hear that for you.
Well, the reason I bring it up, right, is I too was lost a long time ago. And I turned to law enforcement as a means to find acceptance.
A way to not be a virgin. Oh.
Okay. No, I didn't lose it then. See, the thing is, the virginity came into play, and I think a lot of that was because I was dealing with a lot of childhood drama or trauma.
Yeah.
And, I was very awkward. I had anxiety to take medicine. I was then bullied while in the PD. I was forced to throw up and take diet pills at one point.
Oh my God.
And then I would, 1 minute I'd be anorexic, the next bulimic. Not because of me, it was forced onto me by the department that I joined up with.
That's horrible.
And every day when I used to wake up, I'd think, man, this is my life. That was my replacement for all the things I couldn't have in life. Social skills, a proper sense of being able to hold contain myself. And the worst thing about it is I couldn't even white pee.
What?
In fact, the first time I started dating someone, she was a virgin too. We tried it. And I put my pinky in her belly button.
Oh.
And it wasn't for a couple months I realized that's not how sex works.
Yeah, it's not, unfortunately.
It's with your penis.
Fortunately, probably. Yeah, it is.
And then as time went on, I learned that I can't white pee.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's a problem that a lot of men have, the inability to white pee. I hear, there's like a little blue pill. I don't know if you've heard of that.
No. That was working right, but there was no white pee. Instead, I tried to turn to the vanilla unicorn, down right next to the hub. And after a couple splash sessions later, where it was just urine, strippers, I had to pay a lot of money for that place.
Yeah.
I ended up upgrading to mag dumping their pussy. With an assault rifle.
Consensually?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I mean, if it's
I paid a lot of money over there. They
yeah.
And you know how good the medical services are over at Pillbox. Well, it was Pillbox at the time.
And so then that helped CMC. With the white pee issue.
No, I eventually learned to pool my urine in my partner.
Sorry, I just need this on the record. Did this all happen during Sanguine?
No, that was years later.
Okay. Were you always trying to be with women?
Well, no, I tried to have something What do you mean?
Well, I don't know that it's. Do you like? Are you?
Are you asking if I could pee on you, sir?
No, no. Well, have you ever thought that you might like men?
I think no, not really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. Contrary to my last name, I don't like to be tinkled on, though. So.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
even.
Tinkleman. Yeah.
You don't like golden showers, Tony?
No. Well, I don't think so.
The reason I want to bring this up to you is
Yeah.
it took me a long time to lose my virginity. And for a very
Okay.
long time, I was also stuck in a cult. And so
Right.
I want you to know that there is a level of understanding in this room.
I
And
appreciate that.
I'm sort of curious if, with you still kind of being on this journey,
Mm.
finding yourself, whether it's finding
Yeah.
yourself as a doctor or, you know, eventually maybe the search for losing the virginity or whatnot, or the various other things that you're
Yeah.
aspiring for.
Mm. Yeah.
Did any of that lead you to that situation with the individual that called himself, the guy over at the island where you, Frank, Nora, Gunnar ended up? Was that you trying to find a
Purpose?
purpose?
Use?
Hmm.
There's coming to Los Santos, and I don't know, existing here is probably the first thing that I decided that I wanted to do, and actually did it, for me. And I quickly came to really care about some people and sort of what, I guess, the city as a whole, if that makes sense. And
Hmm.
um and it's like, mm, I there's a lot of talk of some pretty not great things that could end up happening to a lot of people. Um, and no one seems to care. No one seems to notice. Gang leaders seem to be willing to just help these people find, you know, a way to make that future happen. And um, I really don't want that stuff to happen.
We can speak a bit openly here. Know that it's very intentional who's in this room.
Yeah.
And
Well, you've read the letter from Halen Wild.
oh,
Yeah.
I can tell you right now that that letter is a forgery.
Okay.
I'm very familiar with it.
Hmm.
And I've in fact had to explain this to marshals very early on because a lot of them were under this impression, and understandably, because there's a lot of truth in that letter.
Yeah, the facts sort of line up and events keep happening that prove things in
Yes.
that letter true.
However, the way that I've described it to them
Mm.
is it's very similar to Nostradamus, Are you familiar with him?
Not at all.
That's so strange because a lot of them weren't either. Maybe it's a age thing. I don't know.
Maybe.
Nostradamus was a individual. I want to say French. Like 150 years ago. I think around the time of like Voltaire in Russia or whatever. And so Nostradamus used to do a lot of writing. I don't even know the full extent of what he would write about. I just know that he did a lot of writing.
Mhm.
And many years later, Nostradamus's work was taken, maybe from like an avid reader or whatever,
Mhm.
and they sort of like selectively took the things that made his eyes perk open. So if you were to ever like look up one of his, like a book on Nostradamus, it wouldn't be written by him, right?
Right.
But like, it would be his work, but it would be like a percentage of the work, all the stuff that came to be. And for a long time in, I want to say like the 90s, early 2000s, a lot of references to Nostradamus. Because at that time, a lot of people started buying into it, that they believed the man was a prophet, that he had effectively foretold the future. And people couldn't understand it because they would read these things and be like, holy shit, that's happened. And I won't go into the details of which, because, you know, like let's just say, you know, there might have been some events in like in 2001, for example, and or, you know, the stock market crash, actual events, and they'd be like, holy fuck, how did he know this was going to happen? But the reality was that it was not only a selection of his writings, but also things that were vague enough that they could fit.
Yeah, it's like tarot readings.
Like tarot readings.
Yeah. And
so when I came across this thing, based on particular dates and whatever, now when I say forgery, I'm not suggesting that, I don't actually mean he didn't necessarily write it, but it's a forgery from the extent of it's a more of akin to a prophecy or, you know, coincidence rather than knowing the facts behind it.
Right.
And some of there may be some truths in it. And what I mean by that is he was likely near some of the events that started over a year ago. And that proximity gave him ideas, or maybe he sort of may have said, you know, based on what I'm observing here, this is what I'm thinking. Because I'm sure he might have been a smart guy. He was a doctor.
He seemed like, from the way people talk about him, he seemed like he had a decent head on his shoulders.
Absolutely. However, some of the things that are in that letter are just fundamentally
False.
Make-believe.
Yeah.
But the general outline is not inaccurate, right? And in fact, some of the fears that are inferred in there, I think there's validity to it. The big reason why, I'll tell you right now, is I have this job today and why I accepted it. And that's part of why I'm having this conversation. And I imagine you're starting to understand why we had to take special precautions, right? Given the topics
with the hospital or he being here.
No, with the hospital, yeah.
Well, so that is the part, it still confuses me because I would have thought that it would be apparent that, like, if the faceless want something, I probably want the opposite. Does that make sense? I don't want them to succeed in whatever they want to do. So I would have thought that.
How do I know for sure?
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
And I will explain some things, but I first need to understand. Let's start at the beginning. We had briefly ran into each other. And I remember on the sidewalk, this is about 4 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago,
Mhm.
as you were sort of walking away, you had mentioned something had happened to you, maybe the scar.
Yeah.
But I never had
I
an
told you to look up
opportunity.
the report.
Yes. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I did not. You would not believe how much I have to deal with. And
No, it's a lot.
80% of the time, it's with these individuals.
Mhm.
I'd like to learn today.
Okay.
Tell me, what happened to you?
I don't know all of the details. I can tell you what I know from just like extrapolating things and hearing things from other people. I don't know how ADMC learned that I had given anything to the marshals about like the faceless and stuff, right? Or talked to them at all.
They know that you had not?
No, they found out somehow that I did. Yeah. And I at the time I naively believed Shang preaches about, you know, caring about the club and its existence above everything else, right? Like that's kind of their thing, and like the freedom to do what they want to do and all this stuff. And I sort of
What?
fell into this belief
Was ADMC?
at some point in time, and maybe I became too comfortable and said something and slipped up, and I don't that he wouldn't want to participate with you know, the faceless and helping them do things that, you know, could likely, you know, and end up killing everybody in his club. I thought that he would be, you know, wholeheartedly against that.
Oh my God. What?
And I became very comfortable there. But the day that I had my throat slit, I know that I was supposed to go meet Quantum for something. Something I think I forget what it was. It might have just been to hang out. And that I guess Finley Milton had called me to do a repair at Milton's, which was not an uncommon thing. And then that's where my memory cuts off. I had texts to Quentin that said like, I have to go do a repair. I'm sorry, Finley Milton scares me, but it was like a haha, he's scary. But like at the time, I likely didn't believe that he would actually hurt me in any real capacity because I hadn't done anything wrong to the club. I don't know what happened in between after that point. I don't know whose car I went to fix. I don't know if there was a car to fix. And then I woke up in the hospital. And yeah,
Do you have any reason to believe that you may have been a part of the club at some point?
no. I know for I was not in any capacity. I pretty early on, not pretty early on. I was talked to a little bit about what it meant to be in the club and stuff like that, and then the philosophy behind it, and I found it to be quite hypocritical, because they said like one of their core points is the freedom to do whatever you want, but then at the same time you must place the club above everything else, and you can't choose what you want to do with your own life if it, you know, if you marry someone and then the club tells you to shoot them because they have wronged the club in some minor way that doesn't deserve that, you have to do it. That's just like, mm, it didn't sit right with me. But I was content just being around them. I think people like Shang and Finley, people who are mysterious, people who other people talk about as being dangerous, when they treat you nicely and they bring you into their circle in some capacity, you feel special. Like it feels very deliberate because everyone else has all these horrible, scary stories about them, right? And is terrified of them, and they've only ever been nice to you, and you don't really know why, but it's yeah.
I think it's the very nature of San Andreas. Everything is sort of cut up in a way where, unless you're a part of something, the city swallows you up. You end up in you end up in the sewers, right?
Yeah.
And even there, they got a society, or they did,
Right.
one that comes and goes. If I'm understanding you correctly, you may have been around them, be it an official hang around or otherwise. You were in their vicinity. Trust was building, and it sounds like at some stage do you believe they ever asked you to do something for the Faceless?
No.
But you brought up the Faceless in conversation to them?
I don't think so. I mean, other than like the normal stuff, I would talk to them about what was in the newspaper and ask them questions about that type of thing.
Like the Chronicle?
Yeah.
Oh, so this was rather recent. In the last, 2 months? 3 months?
Yeah, I think it was October 2nd or 4th, the hospital report.
Oh.
Yeah. I
That
don't remember the exact day.
is some very interesting timing.
Really?
Yeah. Like I deal with those. I deal with the Faceless on a virtually a everyday basis. I mean, I'm just going to be outward with it.
Yeah.
Our society here in San Andreas is in such shambles that despite I used to wake up and go to sleep battered and bruised. And most of that effort, while it could have been directed towards entities like the Faceless or the other elements that may hurt or destabilize, this, then the third, I spent most of that energy trying to look for, even within law enforcement, individuals that understood the realities that we're under and get them to even collaborate to put an end. Ultimately, that journey landed me here in this position. Yeah. And I think I've been working, this thing for some time. And what I've learned of them is that while some may be known or perceived to have a direct connection with the Faceless, the problem is that their biggest strength isn't necessarily the fear that they deliver. The real fear comes from what they can offer. And in a city full of empty hearts and desires, individuals wanting to sit at the top of the food chain they're willing to crawl over every fucking dead body in order to get a morsel of what they have to offer. Because if they get that, not only can they feed themselves, but some of their friends, but more importantly, they can gloat for all those that couldn't have a piece.
Right.
And that's where the fear comes from. Because there are so many people, quite frankly, law enforcement and probably government elements as well, whether or not they're knocking on their door, at some level, they know someone who knows someone that they want to be a part of. Right?
Yeah.
Let me I kind of want to direct some of this to, because I'm starting to see the why.
Yeah.
And is this why you were attracted to the, let's call it the circumstances that led up to when I found you, Nora, and what turned out to be Bobby and Gunner?
Yeah.
Now,
it was like I had this information, right? I mean, as I feel, and it's a similar feeling now, there's this helplessness, right? Where you know that something is going on and you know more than most people, and you have no way to do anything about it. And it's lonely, it's tiring, and at times I think it's a little bit infuriating. But I think that presented the opportunity, a lot of people would want to help if they felt that they could in some way.
and I agree with that. I think there are a lot of people that want to do something, but may feel powerless. I've seen it. You're not the first person I've spoken to that has these feelings, especially when the possibility of those in their immediate social circle may feel otherwise.
Yeah.
How much did you know about this Militas Sancti before you arrived?
Who? What? Is that the
book you were supposed to get your hands on?
The Militas Sancti. What does that translate to again?
Soldiers of the Holy.
Yeah. I think that was the first time that verbiage I saw anything with that verbiage in it.
Prior to that, was it just references to the Brotherhood? And what was the Brotherhood sold as?
I was told that it was just people who wanted to do something, who had been, I guess selected, or in my mind, it was, the thing that I mentioned. It was a way to do something that I was desperate for, and it was someone to talk to about everything, because it's not just something I can talk to with my friends, or and Mm. Yeah.
Please give me a moment. I need to step out.
Okay.
Just talk about the weather, I guess.
The weather.
Hello.
We're going to go ahead and pause the recording here. 1:18
Okay.
a.m. Eastern Standard. I want to give you a moment to kind of collect your thoughts, and I understand that I understand some of the circumstances. So I'm just gonna think about something just real quick.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry
you're good?
about that. Yeah, no, telemarketers.
Oh. If you need a minute to collect your thoughts, though, that's okay too.
No, I should be good
Okay.
here.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and resume the recording here at 1:19 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the Brotherhood was for you, as I'm understanding it, was it gave you a sense of belonging, people to talk to, and I assume this is including matters regarding the faceless.
Yeah. It's and it was, another thing, just to be clear, is that it was also stated like we weren't doing anything illegal. Like that was stated, like that they weren't going to ask us to do anything illegal. And so to me it kind of felt like I don't want to say safe, but it felt like it lined up well. The circumstances lined up well. It was something I wanted to not do crime anymore. I wanted to be a legal person, but I also wanted to, help in any way that I could. And so it was a group that I felt was telling me that I was useful and helpful. And yeah.
So how long were you a part of that group? Was it shortly after the events in October?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Maybe. I'm not very good with
was it after the events with the ADMC?
Yeah, it was definitely after that. But I don't know how long after that, but it was a decent amount of time, I think.
Okay.
You know what? Or I'll speak up. Tony,
Me?
are you aware if it was before or after Director Knight's appointment?
Let me think. When was that?
I believe it was the 6th of October.
I think it was after. No, it was after. It was after.
Would it be accurate to and how were you brought into the Brotherhood?
I got an unknown number call from, what was it? I don't remember if it was the person, Red Eye or Echo, or they called me and have you seen the books, the other books?
Which ones? Could you describe
The
them?
ones with the Latin names. The Latin titles, like key custodiate something.
Would you happen to have a copy of these books, Mr. Tinkleman?
I only have one.
At the end of this, could you please hand that in to me?
Yeah. I can get you
Perfect.
that.
So, sorry, just to kind of paint this in my head properly. When you were first introduced to the Brotherhood, are you saying it started with a phone call?
So the idea that I didn't know, like the first time that I knew that anything actually existed and I wasn't being messed with, like that I was sure of it, was the phone call. But I found this book on a desk in the FIB building.
The one, the
like receptionist desk at the
at the
front.
receptionist desk. Okay.
Mhm.
Were you? Was it by happenstance, or did something prompt you to go there?
I looked all over lots of different places. I've actually found some of these books, like where else? The Zancudo air traffic control tower. There was one in the training room. I think there's been one at the Liquid Library before.
I have curiosity here, Tony. The one at the Liquid Library, were you prompted to go to that one, or did you just find that one there?
I started looking. So this is just kind of like a thing that I do. This is gonna sound kind of sad, maybe like a little pitiful, a little bit. I often am alone, and I spend that time, kind of exploring, I guess, finding things that I haven't seen before. So, like, when I called you about the military helicopters, I am frequently in the Palomino Highlands. I think that's what they're called, and yeah, it's. I look in dumpsters, like I just
You explore a bit.
a lot, yeah.
So, if I'm understanding you correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong,
Mhm.
is that you happened across these Brotherhood books originally?
Yeah, and then I kept going back though, and there was another one in the same spot at the FIB building.
And I presume at that point you realize that these are being placed.
Someone was putting them there. And then there was one that said to twat something out. I don't remember exactly what it said, but it's like, you have been observed and blah 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 blah. If you want to help, twat out awakened. Which hurts to say out loud. It's but and then after I did that, that's when I got the phone call. Not immediately. I forget. I don't remember exactly how long. It might have been the next day.
This book that said to twat out, was that one you happened across?
That was on the desk at the FIB building.
Do you believe it may have been placed for you to revisit?
Well, I mean, it seemed that way. So I found the one book, and then I don't know how many days it was in between. But I went back every day, sometimes multiple times a day, to see if
So someone may have seen you. from the pattern.
Yeah, someone may have seen me. I was kind of hoping to maybe see someone else.
Mm.
But I never did, and but there were books. There was 2, and then there was the 3rd one that said to twat, and then
So it went
yeah.
the Brotherhood book, and then another book, and then the 3rd one was about the twatting. What happened to those 2 books?
I destroyed that.
Understood.
Yeah.
Did that 3rd book, the Awakened one, did it? What was it saying in there? Like, what was the material? What do you recall?
I don't remember exactly, but it was something like you've been observed. Like if you are willing to, you know, like you're not a person that's seeking glory and acclaim, and you want to help this cause, you know, accept this invitation by twatting out, you know, Awakened. It didn't say twat out. It said it was like vague and cryptic for no reason. It said like something little blue, send a message by way of little blue bird, I think, or something like that. And then it just had like line breaks in the book, and then in parentheses Awakened and line breaks.
And at this stage, up until now, did any of this material reference the Faceless?
I don't know that any of it explicitly said the Faceless. I think that it was more vague. I think I'm not 100% certain, but I think that it was all anything that I saw was vague on that, and it didn't ever directly say, you know, this or that. The one that I have that I'll get to you is the Latin translates to who watches the watchers. And there's, you know, some words on one side, and then there's a graphic that you'll see, and it's kind of like a puppet master, you know, and then it's like city hall. It's implying that, you know, there's people pulling the strings in every aspect of the city. And then on that one specifically, there's like a crosshair thing over the seal of the marshals, like implying that, and the words, I'm pretty sure it's all implying like their goal, like these are their goals, right? Like, so I interpreted that as they want to get rid of the marshals, which makes sense because, you know, it's the only people who have, in my opinion, the means to do anything about all of this, which is why I wanted to help and, you know, gave you guys stuff in the first place. Yeah.
So, after you had received this phone call, was that the phone call that led you to when I ran into y'all?
No, that wasn't.
You had
There
a
was
previous.
more than one time.
Understood. Could you describe the first time?
So I had been expecting something, and I didn't know what it would be, or it was all pretty vague, and they I got an anonymous ping after a phone call to the Mirror Park Lake thing, right? And you know, I looked around because there was some other people there that had also, you know, were just telling me that they had also received pings, and if they didn't know what was going on, they were convincing. Or if they did know what was going on, they were convincing that they didn't. And I think there was a note. There was a book. There was a book and a note. The book was the first time that I'd seen anything about like the Brotherhood or the Awakened, right? I don't remember the contents of that book.
This is when you're referencing this book, you're talking about the FIB situation, not the what
No,
came
this
after.
is after. This is after. I'm talking about another book.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, and so this is a brand new book. And that was the first time that there was mention of like the Brotherhood, I guess, like and then what happened after that?
So I think I may have lost you a bit here. That first book, did that at the FIB building, did that reference the Brotherhood?
I don't think so. So I don't think that any of the books that I
see.
found at the FIB building, I don't think any of them referenced Brotherhood.
It only at most referenced some awakened twat.
Yeah, that was
I
the
see.
only one where there was anything to like. It was asking for me to do anything. The others were kind of just information, I guess.
Understood. And then you received this phone call from someone. Might have been Red Eyes, may have been Echo.
Yeah.
And sorry, how did you then? What did that? Did they tell you to go somewhere?
Not immediately. So that phone call was separate, and then like later on at a separate time, I received another phone call.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when, you know, I received an anonymous ping after like they told me to be expecting it, you know, something. And then I received the anonymous ping, and then that's when I went to the Mirror Park Lake, and there were two other people there, I think.
At the Mirror Park Lake?
Yeah, that had also gotten pings, 2 or 3. And then that's where, after like looking around, there was another book, and that was the first mention of like the Brotherhood as an entity.
At that meeting at Mirror Park Lake, was that the first time you met with other individuals?
Mm-hmm.
And of the 3, was one of them a speaker?
A what?
Like someone speaking? Like, did any of them speak? Did you know who they were?
I didn't know who they were.
Were there any conversations that were had?
It was kind of, yeah. I mean, I was talking about, no one was talking, and it was awkward. And so, you know, I was like, "Did you guys also get anonymous pings? Like, is that like you?" Yeah, I had no idea what was going on, and yeah. And then there was one. I'm trying to remember exactly. I don't want to like.
Understood.
Because it's. And then that happened again. And then I think the second time is when I met the person calling themselves Red Eye or Echo. I don't.
Please speak up, Tony.
Oh, sorry. It was when I first met the person, like in person, the Red Eye or the Echo. Was it the Echo guy or the Red Eye guy?
What would be the differentiating factor between Echo and Red Eye?
Echo has like a respirator thing, I guess.
And Red Eye's got the red tints to his eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, I don't know. I never really looked closely, to be honest.
Understood.
And then I got told, you know, people were selected for this and that they had, skill sets that, allowed them to be of use. And then at some point I was confused because I, I guess, I don't know, I felt a little bit out of place. And I was told at one point, like, that the other people aren't necessarily like the most capable socially, and that they wanted some form of like camaraderie. And that's one of the reasons that they wanted me there, I guess. Um, which made sense because they were all socially awkward. Um, I mean, maybe they wouldn't be if they, I don't know. But yeah, these meetings would happen, right? And I would get a book, and nothing really came of it, right? Like, I don't know exactly the things that like I would tell them, but it wasn't things. It was just kind of nice to be able to talk to people about the faceless without worrying about them, like, slitting my throat afterwards or something.
What? So up until this stage, whom and I can understand, like,
mhm.
you need that safety, right? Especially with, it's very difficult to trust.
Yeah.
Did you know who was present? Who was involved?
Like their actual identities?
Mm-hmm.
No.
So if we fast forward a
There's
bit here, sorry, go ahead.
there is one thing. And this was the beginning of me. I don't remember. It might have been the third time. As I'm sure that you've assessed, all of this is very sloppy, in my opinion. And I don't really even know what I'm doing. Anyway, so one of the times, the someone the Red Eye Echo, it was in a Marshall vehicle. Like, it was, I got asked to get like a merchant's satchel opened, which I don't really know why, because I could have just anyways. And then so I was, you know, sometimes in those satchels there's like a lot of things depending on what the merchant was carrying with them, I guess. And I that time there was, and so there was a lot of things, and I said, can I put them in the back of this car, because I don't want to hand you like, I forget, it was a lot of things. And then I went in the trunk, and there was like unused evidence bags. And so I was like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, it
All right. Out of
What?
curiosity, Tony, could you describe this vehicle for me?
it's a car,
As most are.
dark gray.
But
The
more like, was it a truck?
It wasn't a truck. No, it was a car. Like, it was like a, I don't
Two-door,
remember if it was
four-door?
a 2-door or a 4-door, because I was looking at it from the back while I was talking to them that time. So I genuinely don't remember. I if I had to guess, I think it was a 2-door. If I had to guess. Um,
Do you remember if it was kind of like big or on the small side?
it wasn't like a penumbra or anything like that. It wasn't like that. It was,
Was it more square, like a
yeah,
rectangle?
I believe so. Yeah. To my recollection, I don't want to say that and then it's completely way off, but that to my recollection, it was more boxy than like I would think of. It. I don't know if you guys have penumbras or coquettes, but it definitely was not one of those.
Did it have a light bar? Lights on the top?
I don't think so. No, it was unmarked. I just, it was very clearly to me an unmarked Marshall car because I've seen them. And then, I suspected that it was. And then when I opened the trunk to put all the stuff in there, and then there were evidence bags, I was like, okay, so I'm right, you know. And yeah. So then you were gonna ask another question before, and then but that was the only.
Yeah, was it like muscly or more of a sedan?
I think it might have been muscly, maybe.
Okay. So someone arrived in this, or was it already there, or did someone arrive?
It was already there.
And on this situation, how many people were present?
I think it was 3 of us. No, 4.
4. And where was this?
This was in the scrapyard. Like, what's the street? Like Autotopia Parkway. Do you know where the psych building is? The they have like a warehouse where they have like their outpatient facility.
Yes, actually,
On
I
like
do.
Arsenal. It's down. I know that it's a chop spot.
Understood.
It's like right near a chop spot.
Was this before or after we met?
You and I met. This was before.
Okay. After we met, were you approached again?
Approached? You mean like called again to another thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think after we met was the next one. I think might have been the thing on the island, which really ticked me off.
what thing on the okay?
That out there.
Explain.
Oh, it ticked me off because it wasn't necessary, the whole thing. And it was just unforgivingly sloppy, in my opinion, to the point where like some part of the way through dealing with that, right? I had sort of made up my mind that this was no longer like a serious thing. This group of people is not going to accomplish anything, and I need to be more careful around them, I guess, if that makes sense. And I don't know if anyone else... Did anyone else give you their names that day? Or was I the only one?
We're
And then you
familiar
got
with
the names after.
We're familiar with all of them.
Well, yeah, I was just curious if I was the only one that caved and gave my name that day.
They all did.
Out of curiosity, just for my own internal
DJ.
records, Tony, what was
Thank
your
you
name?
for the raid.
Tony Tinkleman.
You can actually watch this one.
On the day.
This one actually
Oh, I
is
have
not
no
meta
clue-
for you.
What was it? I don't remember. I don't remember.
What's going on, Raiders? Hope you're doing well.
Because
We found a ex-marshal that we're about to press treason on.
I don't remember what I said.
They created an ex-marshal group.
Because there was the officer.
But they're using class
I think
2s.
it was a BCSO guy. Whenever I
leaked
swam
marshal
ashore.
documents from the old marshals.
So you don't remember. What did
and they're
the disguise
recruiting
look
civilians.
What? Are you upset?
I think we've been interrogating for like almost 2 hours now.
It was.
And then earlier today, we just locked down we just seized all of Bruce Baylor's
I had a
shit,
wig.
including his bank accounts. It's been a
What
wild
color
day.
was the wig?
Like black, purpley. So are you getting with me because you don't think that I actually don't remember?
What was that?
You seem quite stern all of a sudden.
Oh no, I'm Australian. That's just my normal talking
okay.
voice. Continue.
Okay, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people tend to.
What were you guys playing
Yeah.
just now?
Where were we? Sorry. The purpley black
Color of the wig, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I don't I really don't remember what name I was using back then. For that.
Okay.
No,
you're good.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that the whole situation seemed rather unprofessional. Is
yeah.
that correct?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let's just say that you were running the entire thing, Tony. Which, to be clear, you weren't.
No.
How would you have improved it?
I would have given everybody more information to know what they were walking into. Because
Yeah, I'm level 55 in Arc Raiders. I haven't been able to play for 2 days though. Tomorrow,
I didn't even.
I gotta
know,
do
like,
my
I didn't know-
leaderboards.
It didn't.
I'm gonna fuck the bracket this week.
So like obviously, I'm sure that you guys have gathered like the people
Oh.
called 911, and I don't know what the 911 said, what they said to the operator. But it was something, and what I was told was that a woman was found injured on the island. And so I was being detained while that was being figured out, right? And I figured, in my limited knowledge of the law, that if I couldn't produce an identification at that time that was verifiable while I was detained, that they could go further, right? Like take me somewhere else and fingerprint me and blah, blah, blah. So as soon as he said that, I asked him if I was being detained, then I was like, okay, well, my name is Tony. I don't know that I gave a fake name that day. I think I questioned him on why he wanted my name, if I remember correctly. And then eventually I showed him my digital ID on my phone.
But you've been arrested before, right?
No, but from that time,
experience.
no, because I don't think I had been arrested yet, right?
No. I mean in general.
No, that
Tony,
was the first time, really, that was my first time ever having a cop telling me that I was detained. I think.
Oh.
I think. Wasn't no. I had been arrested before. I don't remember if when I got arrested for the stupid group 6 bags, if it was before or after that. It made me really anxious.
So you're unaware if the island thing was before or after you receiving the group 6 bags?
I think.
Of which, for the record's sake, it was October 19th.
Yeah, I'm not sure. What?
Hmm?
Could you help me there so that I can better
Yeah,
like my
sure.
thoughts?
Give
Was it
me.
before or after?
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
Well, no, you literally do know. You can see when I was arrested, and you can see when your records are from the island thing.
Well, I don't know as to when the island thing happened. I wasn't a marshal at the time.
Okay, Brian or Mr. Knight or no
Sure,
Brian. Yeah,
I can give
sorry,
you
Mr. Knight sounds.
or director, either works.
Yeah.
Give me a second here.
I'm just trying to like create my own timeline because I haven't ever really recalled all of this before, you know?
Yeah, I can give you a
Um,
rough timeline.
because the doubt comes in because I think maybe I think maybe I had anxiety that day about not wanting anything like to get in trouble for anything because I was trying to be, you know, legal at the time. And so if that's the case, that means it definitely had to be after the group 6 bag thing.
I mean, I don't think that's too relevant.
Yeah, it's a little pedantic.
Yeah,
But sorry.
I would. It's either way. It's understandable, right? You had aspirations to do things that being a felon would not have been.
Mhm.
It was a new experience.
Yeah.
How many books were on that island?
I have no clue. I had a book when I left.
And which book was that?
It had like a weird title. I think it might have had like asterisks and maybe slashes in the title or something. Um and I don't even remember. I know that it was something about like awakened brotherhood things, but I don't remember the exact contents or anything like that. Cuz I sort of stopped trusting in all of it.
Was there a logo in the front?
The Sanctum logo, the triquetra. Is that what it's called?
Mm.
No, was it on that book? I don't know if it was on that book.
Did it reference taking an oath?
Taking a note?
Oath. Sorry.
No, I don't think. That one referenced. I think that one might have been things. Like looking at the things that I already kind of would do, right? And it kind of said, you know,
When was your last encounter with anything related to the Brotherhood, the Awakened, or any of the offshoots surrounding it?
Yesterday.
And what occurred yesterday?
Some lady with an accent was there, and what did she say to me? I don't even remember. It was something it was like very much so this could have been an email. You could have said this one sentence that you had to say in the call kind of vibe. And I don't remember what it was because it annoyed me that I, you know, went through the trouble of not being, you know, trying to be not seen going to a place and all of the precautions surrounding that just to have someone tell me one sentence that you could have just said from a eh, and yeah. But the book from the island that I had referenced keeping from a distance, from a safe distance, an eye on like Zancudo, the missile silo, Jet Sam docks, maybe, or Meriwether docks.
Really?
I think just those 3 places.
Yep.
Which I was already
Leaks.
doing. I would go there occasionally and like look around. So it didn't really change anything for me. You know, like whenever I drive around on my motorcycle alone, I usually end up going to those places because I will kind of do like a perimeter of the island a little bit sometimes. And so like I just naturally end up there, and I found some interesting things at the docks before and stuff. So
I want to go back to, so yesterday you received a phone call from some lady with a accent. And prior to that, what was the interaction prior to that? So removing yesterday, what was the
one prior? In the same place, there was another person that I didn't know, and for some reason I was asked again to get a satchel open, but none of the people were around, and so it just kind of devolved into nothing.
What about the satchel? Sorry,
I just was asked again to get a satchel opened.
What do you mean by get a satchel opened?
Have you ever seen a merchant satchel? It was just one of those that I guess the other person had in their possession. But none of the people who could do that were around.
When you say get a satchel open, what does that mean?
So only the locks on satchels are just like really complicated, I guess. And so only people from the Merchants Guild can get them opened. And so it just kind of like depends on like whoever, you know, whatever merchant had the satchel, right? Like what's going to be in it.
Do you know
anyways,
if specific merchants like can only open their satchels, or is it any merchant can open any of the satchels?
I'm pretty sure that there's certain merchants that can open satchels and that it's all satchels. I've never been told or heard anyone else say that like this is a satchel that only this merchant can open, right?
Are you able to open? Are you in the Merchants Guild?
No.
Who's in it?
No. I don't know everybody. Dante Rivers, Dante Rivers, Ricky something. I guess Jimmy Tortellini is too. There's a lot of people.
Understood.
Yeah.
What is the process? Like they just come through and they can open it?
You bring it to their place, and they like they assess it. They see how complicated the locks are, how much it weighs, and then they can open it. There's they cost money to open it because their tools are expensive.
What the fuck? Brother,
But
I didn't know what
it's,
the fuck these things were.
I think there's always been. One time, I think I had one opened, and there was like hardly anything in it. And I was kind of sad. But,
How do they come across satchels?
you just find them places, like
lying around.
yeah. Where did I find one? I found one in a bush by the graveyard one time.
What the fuck
Like in
is
the graveyard
happening?
parking lot, the Morningwood Cemetery.
Wait, this is
There was one in a
crazy.
bush that I found.
So all those satchels, chat, that we
But they're
rated
like,
today,
I don't know if that's still a thing.
this is blowing my
I mean,
mind.
I don't know how it's going anymore, because I don't really go to the Merchants Guild anymore for things.
Why is that?
What could we? You gonna use?
No. We
Okay. Because it's I don't need any of the things that I would go to the Merchants Guild for anymore. You know, like shady procurement of shady goods.
do they sell guns there?
Can I not answer that one?
Look, it can be redacted. I'm not.
I don't want it to be like a thing where like something happens with the Merchants Guild and this is used as evidence for that. Because I think that they have connections to pretty much everyone, and that might that might be
Understandable.
one of the most it just
I get that. I do.
yeah.
What the fuck? Wait, what the fuck? What the
Yeah.
fuck? Oh yeah, by the way, we have the Merchants
maybe
Guild
one
locked
day.
down right now.
You know, I'll answer that question, but
That's fine.
yeah. If that's okay, I don't want to. It's if I felt like it was relevant to what we're talking about, I would answer.
Absolutely. I want to stay
yeah.
focused as well.
Okay.
Yeah, most of this was mostly because I don't know about any of these things, and that was interesting. So when you say they contacted you to open a satchel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why was this the Brotherhood that you were meeting up with? Like, who?
It was Red Eye, I think.
Red Eye contacted you to open a satchel?
Contacted me to go to a place, got the anonymous ping, and then I got there was one other guy, and I was told that person had a satchel, and that they wanted us to go together to get it opened.
Not Red Eye, you and this second guy, I assume.
Me and the second guy, and I don't remember his name.
What did you reference yourselves as at this stage? Like, what was this thing?
This I do remember. What do you mean?
Like, what would you call? It started with the Brotherhood, right? What is this it now? Is this?
I don't know at this point. This is I was close to just saying no to this and being like, kind of just saying, why do you want this open? Like, why are you? What? Like, do you need? I don't understand. I was.
Well, what I'm asking more is when you were called down, you Red Eye, this other guy, where you dress up to hide your identity, I presume.
Yeah.
What was that called at this point? Like, what did you call each other? What is this group?
I don't think that it had a name at that point, and it like
Not
because
the Brotherhood?
I don't think that it did. I think that we stopped using that.
The Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Because the Brotherhood broke away.
I think
Okay.
because of the thing, like
And
in my
and then
opinion, it was
came
the
the
thing on the
Awakened or
island,
whatever.
right? Well, the Awakened was like,
Or the something of the shadows.
yeah, it was something. It was a
Took
little
him in.
bit
When
like
is the last time you saw
cringe.
Bobby?
Bobby? In a courtroom, maybe, or like in front of.
Has he spoken to you about his extracurricular activities?
No. I can, like,
Please, Tony, go on.
So no, Bobby has not.
Okay, well, which one of his personas has?
Well, so I suspect, and I cannot prove, and I'll tell you, like, this is, I know what you're asking, and I'll tell you everything that I can to in relation to that, but it's not concrete. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
I think one time I got a call to go do something, right? And then I was expecting a ping, so I was like, I didn't have a radio because I didn't carry a radio on me at the time because I wasn't doing, I was like after the crime life ended and prison reform, etc. And so I went to Click Lovers in the South Side, and I saw who I believed to be Bobby making phone calls at a payphone. Shortly after I had received one. And so then, I had guessed before, and that kind of solidified for me. Maybe this guy is Bobby. And I didn't really know how to feel about that at the time. But it was that's I mentioned these moments where it really rung through my mind that like this is all very sloppy, and that was one of those moments.
Okay.
So
was there anything else that led you to believe that Bobby was acting this way?
no, because I didn't really interact with Bobby, hardly, like very much at all, right?
Okay.
And if we're to just say, think that Bobby is Red Eye, then I interacted with Red Eye, and so therefore Bobby, but I didn't really interact with Bobby as Bobby, hardly, if that makes sense. It was sort of just in passing. I think we chatted a couple of times briefly, but not much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me just get up here because I really do enjoy pacing when I, talk. Out of curiosity here, Tony. Right? Are you a detail-oriented man?
Sometimes I lose the details, in anxiety, I think, or I'll get I try to be.
No, and that's more than fair. And if you don't mind me asking, are you medicated for that? or is that just something you're going to therapy for?
Therapy.
Okay, no, that's more than fair. So I'm gonna ask you a series of questions, right?
Uh-huh.
And I want you to ask. Well, I want you to answer as truthfully and honestly as you can, but also as
Uh-huh.
quickly as you can.
Okay.
I really enjoy getting answers as quickly as possible because I like being able to just form that quick and easy timeline, you know?
Okay.
I don't like, needing to write out a 5,000 paragraph, report. And
Mhm.
in a lot of these instances, I need to, and then I need to look back at it later, and it's just a
No,
lot of reading for me
I
to
know
go
what
through.
you're trying to. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's not very efficient.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just going through. I'm going to summarize everything, right? You, Tony Tinkleman, were
Mhm.
contacted sometime after what? What were we going to say, Brian? The 10th of October?
Mm.
Sometime after the
Uh,
10th of October. And actually, real quick, while we're going through this, Mr. Tinkleman, would you mind if I could just subpoena your phone records from the 10th of October through to now just to establish a timeline? I will not
uh,
use it for any other reasons. I don't care about your other nefarious activities. I'm Marshall. That is beneath me.
um, could I get a lawyer to, like, review it and
You can
just
have
make
a
sure?
lawyer look through it. Yeah, no,
Okay, before I
wholeheartedly.
agree to the
Wholeheartedly,
subpoena,
yeah.
I can, and then I can like sign it with you and a lawyer present, if that's okay.
Wholeheartedly. Yeah,
Okay.
no, I would actually rather that.
Yeah.
That way there's like a middle ground. Yeah, no,
Mhm.
wholeheartedly. Now,
He's doing
sometime
good.
after the 10th, you were
Uh-huh.
contacted via what, sorry?
McAllister's actually
The
got
phone?
Mojo an interrogation.
Like a
This is a pleasant
anonymous
surprise.
number?
Anonymous
A
Anonymous
lot
number?
of
phone, yeah.
people are fucking. Most people are
And
dog shit in
they brought you
interrogation.
out to what, sorry, again?
That
We
time?
unintentionally did good
Mhm.
cop, bad cop. We're talking about virginity and me pissing on people
Mm,
and whether or not I piss on Tinkleman.
sorry, I'm also a little cooked.
No, that's fine.
The first
And then
time.
McAllister's like, yo, what up, bro?
Oh, the Mirror Park Lake thing.
Really?
I believe so, yeah.
So had you met at the Mirror Park Lake multiple times?
No, just one time.
Just the one time? And were
Mm.
they calling themselves the Awakened or the Brotherhood at this point?
Uh, the the Brotherhood, I think was the first one.
Okay, so you went to the Mirror Park Lake. They were calling themselves the Brotherhood. At the
Mm,
Mirror Park Lake, there was a book, and there were two
mm,
other people. You said, but they didn't really want to talk all that much, right?
yeah, yeah.
All right. Now, was there more than one edition of this book, or was that the only variant?
That book, I think it was the only one.
And did you get to keep this book? Who kept the book?
I kept the book and then I later got rid of it.
I mean, why did you get rid of it? If it
Why
wasn't
would I keep it?
illegal, yeah, but if it wasn't illegal, right? Why would you get rid of it?
How would I keep it? I like the the books started stacking up, right?
Okay.
And I had a bunch of them. I
How do
didn't
they
feel like I
stack up
needed
if you're
them.
not keeping it?
They didn't really serve a purpose. And
So do you tend to throw away a lot of things that tend to clutter up your closet per se?
yeah, at times, like right now, in my uh one of my cars, there's I think a couple of plushies that I need to put into a collectible pouch, and it annoys
Mm,
me, you know, when I
yeah.
see them, and so but I
Yeah.
kind of
Do you like to keep a good and proper organization over anything that you own?
I try to, but right now my stuff is kind of not like that. Um, but it's kind of like, you go on a little spree and you know,
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you.
and then
Like you went on a shopping
also,
spree and then everything becomes disorganized.
with books, this was before I learned that you can put books into collectible pouches.
Yeah, yeah, you can. It's quite an interesting
Mhm.
trick that a lot of people do.
Yeah, yeah. So there was like that was a big thing, as I didn't know that, and then it was just space.
Yeah, okay, no, that's fair. You
Uh,
kept this book, later threw it out. How did you
mm,
dispose of this book?
I recycled it.
You recycled it.
Yeah.
So you do a lot of sanitation?
No, like in the trash bins. Like, like,
Oh, in the trash
yeah, for the
bins.
$2.
Yeah. I was wondering for a minute there. I was like, I didn't know you could get mats from the books.
No.
Oh god. So after that first meeting, the other two people there, were they both men? Were they females? Did you identify them in any way, shape, or form?
It was a man and a woman.
Okay. Did they give you a name?
Mm, no.
Did they have any?
Ree? The girl just called herself Ree.
Okay. And did they have any sort of discernible accents?
Mm.
That's okay. I'll return back to that question later. Mr. Tinkleman, do the names
Mm.
Thaddeus Thrumple, Bill Carls, Rihanna Lees, or David Wright mean anything to you?
Oh no, Bill Carl's was mine.
Okay, so you were Bill Carls. I'm really happy
yeah.
to have made that connection here today. All right. So as we continue, what meeting happened after that?
I don't remember the exact order.
Okay, so
That's the
how many
problem.
meetings was there in total?
I
I'm going to
couldn't
say from
I couldn't say the exact number either. Like,
okay.
it's because I genuinely can't. Like, it's it was usually like at the end of my days, it was kind of
Okay, no,
late,
that's fair.
and so it was like right now.
Mr.
I was very
Tinkleman,
tired.
you mentioned that, like, especially these days, that,
Mhm,
like, you've mentioned to me in private, you've mentioned to me here today,
mhm.
that, you're right, your life can be rather lonely. It can be kind
Yeah.
of boring, that sort of thing.
Mhm,
So I'm just like, look, obviously I'm not going to be able to get specifics,
mhm,
but it seems that you're having a bit of a hard time recalling certain eventful things that have happened to you in recent history.
mhm.
Do you have a predisposition to having memory gaps?
I do.
Okay.
I had hypoxic brain damage
Okay.
when I from the thing with the ADMC, because I was without like oxygen. Like, I don't.
Are you
Yeah.
receiving treatment for that, Mr. Stunkman?
The hypoxic brain damage is not. You can't really do
Okay.
much.
Are you attending any sort of like therapy?
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
know that
I go to
sometimes rehab
therapy,
can.
but it's
Okay.
it's this the memory thing is like pervasive throughout a lot of things, because I kind of
Yeah.
go into autopilot mode a lot, and
Yeah.
it's hard for me to recall
Yeah. And I'm really
details.
sorry to hear that. Okay, so after this,
Mm.
was the island thing immediately after the Mirror Park Lake thing? Or were there more meetings between?
There was more meetings in between, but
More meetings in
I think
between.
it was 2. I
Okay.
think.
And did the marshal's car thing, like the thing where they had you put the satchel into the trunk or whatever,
Mm.
that happened before or after the island thing?
Before.
Before, so it happened before.
Mhm.
Okay. So, out of curiosity,
Uh,
just for Nine's record, what was in the satchel?
um, hmm. What was in that satchel? I remembered that it was a lot. Like, it was because it was enough that I didn't like. I felt that it was going to be a hassle to put,
Mhm.
you know, like the um like hand it. There's anyways.
Yep.
Mm, I think that there was a couple of magazines.
Like gun magazines?
Mhm.
Okay. Do you remember for
Um,
what guns specifically?
you're making me anxious. You got I can't. Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll stop pacing.
Yeah. Please, for the love of God, stop that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Um, no. No, and I don't even remember what else was in there.
Okay, pretty simple question for you then. Were the magazines filled with ammunition or were they not?
No.
Okay. How much did you pay for the satchel?
Um, I don't remember how much that one was. I think it was like 30 to 40K.
All right. Would you have any way of obtaining the date for me when it comes to this specific incident?
I can try.
Okay. And I'm
Um,
sure that I can help you out with that later on.
yeah.
Because assuming we had a lawyer involved, I can check out the phone subpoena, see when
Mhm.
they contacted you via the
And I'm just
payphone,
going
and
to
we can
take a
figure it
little
out
bit
from
of
there.
anxiety off my mind really quickly. If I
Yeah.
said that I was really tired and I wanted to go to sleep right now, you're not going to like I'm free to leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um uh okay, let's continue.
Okay. Sorry. Did you want us to end this?
I am really tired, but I can answer some more questions.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Um.
I am fucking cooked too. I'm gonna
If
be real.
you I'm going to be so
Mhm.
forward with you. If at some point you can tell me like what like a subject, a topic, some kind of like category group of things that you're looking for specifically, as far as I can like I feel like if I have that, I'll probably be able to think on it and come up with like not come up with, but like recall things. Um,
Well,
if
here's the
that
thing,
makes
Tony.
sense.
I don't really want to lead you because,
Mm.
like, you know, that
No,
could be
I
seen as me
understand.
coercing you into a specific answer,
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
that's a little bit more problematic. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna do my best to give you a topic and then not stray too far from that topic,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
I didn't mean
That's why I'm
like
asking
at this
questions
exact
that
moment, but I meant like over time. It would like
okay, yeah, no,
I'll
that's
recall
fine.
more about the topic most likely. Like because I'll be
Yeah, no, that's
thinking on
fine.
it, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
then I'll probably be like, "Oh yeah, there's this detail that I didn't remember or something," you know?
yeah, no, I get that. Um, so you're happy to help me figure out the date on that specific satchel later on?
Yeah, I can try.
Perfect.
Um
I mean, I'm sure that we can. Did you pay via cash or card? Like how did that transaction take place?
uh cash,
Did you
I
withdraw the
believe.
money from a bank?
I don't remember if it was a bank or an ATM.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
You didn't just like get the money from hunting, did you?
No.
Yeah, I just had to be sure. All right. Now, when
That's
it comes to you know, all of that stuff, so you had the Mirror Park meeting,
uh-huh.
um, and then you had a few more meetings.
Mhm.
One of which, they handed you a satchel, got you to unlock it, and then a
Mhm.
marshal's car came by and picked it up from you.
Well, no, the marshal's car was there when I got there, and
Mm-hmm.
um they had given me the satchel previously and asked me to open it, like
Okay.
get it, figure out what to do with it or whatever.
Okay.
And then, I had done that and then brought it back.
So
And
was this
then,
2 separate days?
um, hmm, I think it was like one day and then the next day. I
Okay.
think.
And who from this organization specifically asked you to, you know,
Satchel.
obtain the things from the satchel? Yeah.
Um, it wasn't about the things. They wanted to know about the satchels,
Okay.
right? Like
Yeah.
and yeah.
What,
But
you telling
it
them
was
what was in the satchels wasn't enough, Tony?
I guess not. I don't know. It
That's unfortunate.
um but it was Echo or Red Eye.
Okay. No, that's more than
Um
fair.
yeah, I don't think I ever got instructions from like anybody else.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Um. So, uh, when it comes to, dealing with organizations such as these,
Mhm.
um, I mean, do you have a lot of experience when it comes to dealing with criminal organizations, Mr. Tinkleman?
No.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Fucking
No,
goddamn.
God no.
Oh no.
Okay, but you do have experience in dealing with your family, right?
But like the ADMC people,
No, not the AMC people. I mean your family in general.
like
Wait,
the cult
that's
family.
Yes, sure.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
cult
yeah.
family. We'll go
Okay.
with
where
that.
are we?
In a general healthy friendship, relationship, whatever it is that you want to call it, would you believe that there needs to be some semblance of trust there?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Faith, trust, something.
Faith, trust, something.
Mm.
That's the
So
same place we got
here's the
the
thing, right?
faceless book drop.
At least from where I'm standing, Mr.
Mhm.
Timkerman, it kind of seems like they don't trust you too much if they're not even willing to trust you at your own, thoughts,
Mm.
experiences, opinions, etc. Do you agree with this?
I hadn't looked at it that way. I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, I'll have to think about that question.
That's more than fair. And I mean, look, I would suggest that moving forward, you think about that a lot more because at this point in time, I mean, honestly speaking here with you, man,
Mm.
um, over the past month, I haven't done a lot of martial related matters,
Mm.
but I haven't been harmed in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But in the past month, you've had 2 instances of someone committing violence towards you.
No. But no.
Yes.
October.
Yeah.
It was at the beginning of last month, and it was only, and then the
Well,
time
okay,
before that was.
I'm generalizing here. I'm not saying,
Yeah.
hey,
No.
like
I am
being
trying
very
to
loose with
be more
the
careful. I'm very,
yeah.
you know, um,
Okay then.
just
Well,
it's
if
hard.
you were trying to be more careful, Mr. Tinkleman, why did you
Uh,
continue attending these meetings?
I don't know. Um,
Okay.
I was curious to see if it would go anywhere. I think
Yeah.
if there would be anything anywhere where someone could do something.
You wanted a cure for your loneliness.
I wanted to not be lonely, but I also wanted to um mm,
Put it out, Tony. This is a safe space. I
yeah,
mean,
I'm
Brian
trying to
talked
think of
about
how
how he
to
was a
word
virgin
it.
earlier.
It's yeah. I'm just trying to think of how to word it. It's like mm, I've had this kind of thing where I think that like with all of this stuff, like maybe something somewhere someone will say give someone a piece of information and it'll be like a missing piece that's needed to fill a hole that allows someone to, take action. And I know that I'm not ever going to be the person that takes action.
There
So what you're
is
saying
some
is,
sense to
you
what
wanna
they're
be that
doing,
useful
what he's
individual that can help
thinking,
take down the
but the
face.
way that they did
Even
it,
if it's a small part,
Yeah,
you want to be that.
I would. Yeah, I mean, I would like to if anything that I could do could help with that, you know,
Hmm.
because I see them, like I mentioned way towards the beginning of us talking, is I really care
Yeah.
about the people here,
Yeah.
and I don't know, I feel protective of it. Like it's like my thing, my first thing in my life, right?
You know, I get that.
Um, and I don't want to lose it. Um, and um, yeah, that's yeah.
Okay. So they have, we'll just call it 2 for the minute. Let me know if you remember
Mm,
any more meetings between them
mhm,
and yourself,
mhm.
between the lake incident and the island incident, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right. Now, I believe Director Knight can help me out in saying here that I'm sick and tired of talking about this stupid bloody island incident. I
Me
want to
too.
know a little bit more about everything that happened after. Right?
Okay.
Where did you meet with them after the island?
oh fuck, I thought he's
Um,
wrapping it up. Oh god. But we
hmm.
invested 2 hours in this, so I can't leave.
I'm trying to remember, like, so the problem with these is that the meetings were all basically the same. With there's no new information, there's nothing happening, right? And
Mhm.
so when I'm trying to think about when was the one after this thing or before that thing, they're all sort of the same.
No, I get that.
And
Events can
so
jumble
it's
together when they're so similar.
hard to
I get that.
um
Okay, then. Tell me, where did you meet with them?
where did I meet with them?
Yeah.
The next one I think was mm, I don't so we met in the square, the Italian movie,
Yeah.
the movie set square
The movie set, yeah.
a few times, and I don't remember
Yeah.
if it was the time after the island or not. It was the first, like I don't like the first time after the island. I don't remember
Okay.
if it was in the movie set square already or not.
And what? Were they still calling themselves the Awakened by this point?
No. Mm, at one point, um, I said the like I am awakened thing. And then they said we're not doing that anymore. And that was in the square.
Oh, so it's like a Mean Girls thing where it's like, bitches
That's
in
so
it. Don't do it anymore. Yeah, yeah. No, I get you. I get you. Um, it was kind of like the Wakandan salute from like Infinity War, where
hmm
it's just like, we don't do that here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I get that. I get that. So when it comes to you know, you being at the movie set and whatnot, how many
Mm.
times roughly would you say that happened?
3 or 4, I think.
3 or 4. Okay. And were you told to go on any missions during this time?
The only thing was the satchel for the second time that wasn't able to happen.
There was a second time with the satchel.
Yeah. That was like the only other
Please
thing.
go on. What happened during this thing with the satchel?
There was another guy that I didn't know. And um
Happen to remember his name?
no. He had a southern accent, I think,
Shit.
ish.
What the
Southern-ish. What?
Sorry, something odd just appeared on my phone. Continue.
Um. And I was told that they said that the other guy, had the thing, right? The satchel, and to go get it opened, and then I think I saw him onto the apartment, or went back to the. I don't remember how. At some point we ended on the we were on the back of his four-wheeler, right? Like we were both riding his four-wheeler together, and the details of exactly how was not really important. It was like over the span of like a minute or two. And then, you know, just attempting to get the satchel just opened. But then there was, I think, only 2 people from the merchants on Limitless at the time. And then one of them was, I think, didn't answer, and the other one said they would be busy for a while. And then the one that was going to be busy for a while was Jimmy, and I didn't know if he was even able to open them or not. So,
and you know what? That's yeah.
yeah.
I mean, thank you.
And then yeah.
Was that one recent?
Yeah, that was more recent. I couldn't say exactly how
And
long.
have you had
ago,
any
'cause-
meetings between yourself and this organization since then, other than
Okay,
you know,
I'm gonna
the
go
random
in 2
people?
minutes.
No.
All right. Well,
It was the one with the female.
good,
After
good, good.
that,
Director
I
Knight,
think.
do you have any other questions to ask?
No, not at the moment.
Yeah, good, because I'm real
All right.
tired.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, we'll pause this recording now at you know what, I'll just say
2:40
7:30
a.m. Eastern
God,
Standard.
2:40
God.
a.m. Yep, there we are. All right, I will hit the pause button on that one real quick.
Okay.
We
Fantastic.
78's cops are getting shot up.
Oh.
Yeah, and there's like
Okay.
almost no one on duty.
Okay. Well, can we?
Let's shift through.
We'll meet to sort of talk a little bit about
Earlier.
this.
Yeah, sure.
If that is okay, because
Absolutely.
I'm open, and just as we said, you know,
You'd think on it, we need a little bit more honesty, though.
discretion.
That's the only thing.
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to say it that way. More, we need to tackle. I want you to think on some of the categories, topics we discussed. You mentioned, you know, it takes some time to.
Can you do me a favor?
Maybe.
Do you want to write down some of the things that happened to you, and then next time we
Yeah, I
have a
can try to
discussion,
do
we'll
that.
go over it. Okay?
Yeah,
Try to timeline
Maybe
it too.
sit down with your therapist. Yeah, timeline too.
I can try.
That'd be fantastic.
I appreciate it so much. You're a good guy, Tony.
I will give you back your stuff. Don't worry.
Just
What's up?
discuss real briefly, like you plan on telling Stacy I'm okay to work?
Your stuff's back in that paper bag.
Let's chat about that tomorrow. These cops are dying right now, and I do apologize.
Okay.
Okay, where the fuck's the car? Where the fuck is the car?
Right there,
Where the
right there,
fuck's
right
the
there.
car? Okay, fuck.
I'm gonna drive. I'm gonna drive.
Yeah, you drive.